Is that better? All right, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm just being really careful right now because the last time that I did a live stream reaction, my account got banned for 90 days. So obviously I'm taking some precautions here. SEC now just popped up on the screen watching this on YouTube TV. So we're kind of going to see how this goes. They're just kind of doing overdraft here. So I'm going to mute the mic here for a second, and then I'm going to watch the TV. What's going on, Jermaine? What's going on, Not Just Rocks? What's going on, Jesse? Hey, Keith, thanks for the info about the sound, man. Sarah, what's going on, Sarah? Crimson Brave, how you doing, sir? Welcome back. Husker Gray, how's it going? Hashtag almost professional. So, changed up a few things here. So I'm going to mute for a second so I can listen to what they're saying, and then I'll be right back with you guys. So just hang tight.
To talk about the SEC's football schedule. Greg McElroy, Roman Harper with me over the next 60 minutes as well. Roman, you are being inducted into this television thing on the SEC network in a rather strange time, my friend, but it's good to see you and good to talk football with you.
All right, so we're going to see how it goes here. I've got it muted on the yeah, so yeah. What's going on, Crimson Brave? So they're saying this is going to be an hour-long show. I hope they do like Arkansas and Missouri and everybody at the end, and do Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Florida at the beginning. So thank you, Jesse. It's photoshopped on, sir. It's yeah. So. I got bored with my old avatar, so I decided to make a new one just for laughs. I think they call it a PFP. Is that what they call it now? That's what the young guys call it, a PFP, profile pic or something. All right, September 1, SEC now presents by regions. Alabama, which we already seen this earlier, week 1. Alabama at Missouri, Florida at Ole Miss, Georgia at Arkansas, Kentucky at Auburn, Mississippi State at LSU, Tennessee at South Carolina, and Vanderbilt at Texas A&M. So no earth-shaking consequences other than Georgia's not going to have to play Alabama in week 1. Alabama's not going to have to play Georgia week 1. Looks like everybody, I mean, it was about this. It looks like it was set up almost to be the strongest against the weakest. So Alabama got Missouri, Georgia got Arkansas. Then you get LSU with Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Vandy, South Carolina, Tennessee. Tennessee should win that game. Auburn, Kentucky. Auburn should win that game. Florida, Ole Miss. Florida should easily win that game. So, yeah. Very exciting week is what they're saying. Well, that's the week 1. I don't know what they're going to say for week 2. Here's week 2. Okay, week 2. Texas A&M at Alabama. Auburn at Georgia. Week 2. Wow. Wow. South Carolina gets Florida. The first time since, I think he said 1932. That's crazy. LSU at Vanderbilt, Ole Miss at Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M at Alabama. Wow. And I'm trying to take screenshots of all these just kind of right out of the gate. I'm sure they'll be available everywhere. Actually, I'm not going to take screenshots. It's too much trouble. How's it going? That's October 3rd, so week 2 is October 3rd. Auburn at Georgia. First time since 1936. First meeting prior to November, and since 1936. Wow. And that's the second week of the season. That'll be interesting. At least it's at Georgia, though. Week 3. Here we go, week 3, October 10th. Alabama gets Ole Miss. Arkansas gets Auburn. Florida gets Texas A&M. Tennessee at Georgia, another home game for Georgia. Mississippi State at Kentucky, Missouri at LSU, and South Carolina at Vandy. Week 4 is probably going to be where they start throwing in the bye weeks here. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, because by this time, I mean, Georgia playing Tennessee at this point will be probably a step down. They're saying Florida versus Texas A&M will be a good game. I don't know. That's week 3. We'll see what happens. And Florida's playing at Texas A&M. I'm also interested how they're going to do at the end of the season, if they're going to try to do like some kind of rivalry setup. Alabama versus Auburn, Florida versus Georgia. I don't know. I guess you would do Tennessee versus Kentucky, South Carolina versus, I don't know, anybody. Oh man, all these years, man, I really only seen like 2 South Carolina fans in this channel. It's crazy. Missouri at LSU, they're gonna get killed. Missouri's gonna get killed. Week 4. Georgia at Alabama, week 4. Ooh, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Ole Miss at Arkansas, that's a snooze game. Auburn at South Carolina, that may be okay. LSU at Florida, that may be a good game. Oh, no, they did Kentucky at Tennessee, week 4. Texas A&M at Mississippi State, and then Vanderbilt at Missouri. That's another snooze game. Nobody's going to watch that. Hey, what's going on, Dwayne? Hey, Sarah. Wow. By week 4, Georgia should have worked out some of the kinks. That actually will make for a pretty good game, and that's really going to be the biggest game of the season up until that point. I'm not sure a game that would be bigger come week 4 than Georgia Alabama, October 17th. First meeting in Tuscaloosa since 2007. What's going on, Michael Stewart? Wow. That's week 4. So are we not doing bye weeks at all? Week 5. Here's week 5. You got to start mixing them in if we're going to do them here. Okay, so here comes the bye weeks. So Georgia, Alabama plays Tennessee. Auburn plays Ole Miss. Missouri plays Florida. Georgia plays at Kentucky. South Carolina plays at LSU. That means Vandy and Arkansas gets a week off for week 5. So there's only 5 games, SEC games that day. It's going to be so weird, man. It's going to be so weird. Georgia at Kentucky. Missouri at Florida. Auburn and Ole Miss. South Carolina versus LSU. Oh, my goodness. Somebody's going to be eating some yard bird. Seriously. Week 5. That's probably... Nah, it's not going to be... it's not going to be worth watching. Oh, the Georgia-Kentucky game and the Alabama-Tennessee game. Maybe Auburn-Ole Miss. Maybe. Rest not even... Oh, Texas A&M's got a week off too. And I'm sure I'm missing another one. Vanderbilt, Texas A&M. Week number 6. Georgia's got a bye week. So Mississippi is playing at Alabama. Mississippi State, is playing Alabama. Arkansas is playing at Texas A&M. LSU's playing at Auburn. That'll be the game of the week right there. Definitely game of the week on Halloween. Georgia gets Halloween off. Holy crap. First time. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm okay with that because I got kids and I like to go trick-or-treating, and that would have thrown a kink in it, and I'm good with that as a bye week. Thank you. That's friggin' awesome. I'm so good with that. Bama got a heat-seeking missile locked and loaded at Auburn. I bet. Nah, there ain't going to be no LSU versus Georgia, not until the SEC championship game. But y'all got to get past Alabama. I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Mississippi State at Alabama, Arkansas at A&M, LSU at Auburn, Kentucky at Missouri, Ole Miss at Vanderbilt. Blowout, good game, trash game, blowout. Week 6 is going to be it's not going to be an exciting week. I was going to say boring, but I'm not going to call football boring anymore because at least we have games. But I am excited that Georgia gets the 31st off. I'm good with that. So that's 6 weeks into the schedule. So that leaves only like 4 or 5 games left. Georgia, Florida after the bye. That would make sense, but I'm kind of hoping they hold that off to the end where they do like Georgia, Florida, because that's the closest thing to our traditional rivalry game that we're going to have. And I'd like to see them play Auburn and Alabama the last week of the season. And then I don't really care about the rest. Maybe what, LSU, Tennessee, maybe. South Carolina versus what, Kentucky, maybe. I don't know. But I'm definitely good so far. Playing Alabama week 4. Yeah. Brett, after Auburn's crying about having UGA, cake, and Bama at the end of the point, they moved it to game week 5. How funny would it have been that if we would turn around and put UGA and Bama at the end? That would have been funny. I'm okay with this so far. I mean, this works for me. I mean, what do you guys think? Putting Gus on the bus. Gus can't get the bus out of the ditch to get off of it, so they're trying to improve that. They're trying to improve it a little bit so they can at least get rid of him for a reasonable amount of buyout. There we go. They're just playing commercials right now. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that. But I'm good with it so far. So far, I mean, nothing really to complain about. Everybody's got some cupcakes right out of the gate. That, well, anybody who's hey, what's up, James? Anybody who's I guess I won't say worth watching, but anybody who's got a real chance of making the championship. It looks like they started them out soft. But yeah, week 4, Bama. That works. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. Looked at it earlier and thought it was not a bad schedule considering the circumstances. I haven't looked at it earlier. I wanted to see it come out. I didn't know if it came out earlier where you could see it, but to me, man, this is pretty good so far. I'm good with it because, I mean, what's left? So I guess Georgia, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, obviously Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Vandy. I mean, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, that's a wrap up to an easy season as far as I'm concerned. What do you mean during football season, James? Only during football season? Then why are you here? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for being here, man. It's all good, man. Yes, they. I believe they said it was in end of September, sir. So about another month, looks like. Somebody's got the exact date. Yeah, September 24th. Thanks, Keith. Are they coming back yet? You know they got to sell some commercials, man. Another commercial. Good night. Hopefully the feeds are not too bad. Got like everybody in the house is streaming something right now. I think that's everybody's first game. What do you say? So who are we going to play twice? Bama and UGA. So who's going to play twice? Bama and Georgia? Probably. Sorry for Sam Pittman and getting humiliated in his first game as head coach. He's not going to get humiliated. Because I don't know how important style points are going to be. I think it's going to be pretty prevalent by the time the schedules are done as to who's the powerhouses. I think if Georgia gets up by 3 scores, I think they kind of take the foot off the gas pedal. Michael said it was Georgia would win it all. He's from Georgia and can't help but feel bad for him. Tell me about it, man. 40 years of anguish and pain. It's like being a Cubs fan. Yeah, Gus has hurt my feelings a few times, man. That miracle in O'Hare, that really upset me. That freaking tip ball we should have knocked down. Football returns September 26th. That's what it says. So I'm guessing the 26th. All right, so man. Oh, nah, so they came back for 2 seconds and just say, we'll be back after these commercials. Like another 10 minutes of commercials before we actually get back to watching it. How do I feel about Georgia's new OC? Long overdue. You can't win a national title anymore with just defense. You got to have an offense that can put points on the board, because some of these modern day offenses are just so elite. They're gonna put 30 points on the board no matter how good you are. And LSU proved that against Georgia. Georgia had one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best defense in the country, and they still hung a ton of points on us. So yeah, they got to revamp that offense, and I think that Todd Monken is just the guy to do it. LSU all the way, but your brother is a Georgia fan. Oh Lord, that's not too bad. I mean, nobody. The '85 Bears couldn't have beat LSU last year, man. I'm watching these guys out here playing. A lot of the I think Lou was saying something about the season. I mean, about Florida having like 3 or 4 guys sitting out the season. So, how many lives does that Gus Cat have? About 42 million. Because I think that was his buyout last time I checked. Something stupid like that. As much as you want to knock the guy, he's beat Alabama more than most teams have. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's carrying a great record overall against the, but who else can really say they've beat Alabama more than Gus Malzahn? Not many. Not many at all. Oh, man. If he comes back and he comes in second place to Alabama this year, they'll keep him. I don't know if he will, though. These guys are just sitting up here just jabbering. They realize this is the only thing anybody's going to watch right now, so they're going to jabber about it. All right, here we go, Week 7. Wow, there's only 4 games on Week 7. Tennessee at Arkansas, Florida versus Georgia, and because it says Florida versus Georgia, they are going to play that in Jacksonville. Okay, that's cool. I'm good with that. Vanderbilt at Mississippi State, and Texas A&M at South Carolina. Nobody's going to be watching anything other than Georgia and Florida. That is a good deal. Oh, yeah, I saw that you posted that earlier, man. You're absolutely right, Sergeant AR. The freshmen have to step up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, but I think George Pickens and Eric Stokes are going to be the keys. There's so much talent on that field right now. There's anybody can make it happen. Well, here's the thing, Jesse. Getting a lead is one thing, and then being able to hold on to it is another. I think that was part of the conservative play calling that went along with James Coley and Jim Chaney, and that, or Jim Chaney and Jim Chaney 2.0, and that's going to go out the door with Todd Monken. Todd Monken is going to want to score points every time he snaps the ball. So when you have a hyper-aggressive offense with a stout defense, that's a recipe for a national championship. Maybe so, Jesse, but it's like I said before. I mean, there's no way that we would have been able to coach that guy the way he was coached. We didn't have the talent to teach him how to be better. Okay, Week 8, November 14th, we're getting back to a fuller schedule. Looks like most of the teams are off their bye weeks. You get Alabama at LSU. That's going to be a good game. Arkansas at Florida, Auburn at Mississippi State, Georgia at Missouri, Vanderbilt at Kentucky, South Carolina Ole Miss, and Texas A&M at Tennessee. That might be a good game, but everybody's going to be watching the Alabama-LSU game on that day because that's going to tell us so much. That's going to tell us so much. Get them in Florida, Week 7. Wow. Monken will throw it downfield. You bet he will. Dennis Wilson, that is an incorrect statement, sir. Jim Chaney is coaching for Tennessee. Oh, yeah. And Todd Monken just came from the NFL, so where he was setting all kind of records and stuff. So I'm gonna say Todd Monken's a little bit better. Jim Chaney never in his life had a 4,000-yard passer and 2 1,000-yard rushers in the same season on the same team. I don't think they ever had a 4,000-yard passer at all. So, yeah, Todd Monken's way better, in my opinion. Let's just hope we can hang on to him. 2 different coordinators completely. ready to get the season started, man. We got over a month to go still, man. But at least with this, we can start doing prediction videos. Week 9, Kentucky at Alabama, LSU at Arkansas, Tennessee at Auburn. That's probably going to be the game of the week. Mississippi State at Georgia, another home game. Looks like Georgia's got a fair amount of home games. Ole Miss at Texas A&M, Florida at Vanderbilt, and Missouri at South Carolina. Tennessee Auburn's probably going to be the best matchup that week. Yep, and that's what they picked. They picked the same thing. I would love to see Tennessee get this win, but I just don't know if they have it. I don't know if they're ready for that yet. I mean, there's still some question at the quarterback position, and they don't have a guy coming in with a proven track record at Tennessee. So I don't know how that's going to work. But Kentucky at Alabama, LSU at Arkansas, Tennessee at Auburn, Florida at Vanderbilt, Mississippi State at Georgia, Ole Miss at Texas A&M, and Missouri at South Carolina. Wow. I mean, I'm going to watch pretty much every game. I'm certainly going to watch the Georgia game. I'm going to watch the Tennessee-Auburn game. And I'll probably watch the Kentucky-Alabama game. And I'll probably watch them all. Okay, week 10. Oh, here we go. Auburn and Alabama. Call that one. LSU at Texas A&M. Okay. Mississippi State at Ole Miss. Okay. Tennessee at Vandy. Kentucky at Florida. Arkansas at Missouri. And Georgia at South Carolina to close out the regular season as it sits. So Georgia has to wait all the way until the end of the season for its revenge game. Ooh, I'm good with that. They got to sit there and know it's coming, man. They're going to know it's coming. Mishap. Who's Mishap? It does need some reps. Auburn, Alabama. That's good. I was really thinking they probably would have held that Georgia-Florida game to the end of the season, but now that I found out it's South Carolina, I'm okay with that because I mean, wow, that makes Georgia wait for revenge all year, dude. Heaven help them. If we lose a game, heaven help them. If we don't lose a game, heaven help them. That is going to be a fist fight. The season's going to wrap up. Regular season is going to wrap up on November 28th. Oh, man. Did you guys really – I know some of you guys were as optimistic as I am. Some of you guys were holding your breath waiting for the other shoe to drop. But did you guys – can you guys believe that we actually get to see the schedules? They've actually managed to put this conference-only stuff together. They're moving forward with the season. So here's the final week, week 11. Oh, wow. Alabama, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Auburn, Florida at Tennessee, Vanderbilt at Georgia. I guess I forgot about the bye week because I'm so excited. South Carolina at Kentucky, Ole Miss at LSU, and Missouri at Mississippi State. Maybe Florida at Tennessee game of the week. Maybe South Carolina at Kentucky. I don't know. South Carolina just hasn't been showing me much, so probably got to go with Florida, Tennessee. That's just it's not an exciting week. What's going on, Jay Martin? Yeah, I see that now, guys. I got excited. It happens. Calm down. They have not, that I have seen, mention anything about fan attendance. I think that's going to be handled at the local level by whatever the local jurisdiction is, or whether it's the governor of Georgia, whether it's the governor of Alabama, or the mayor of whatever city. I think it's going to depend on that. Having Arkansas at the end will feel weird instead of Auburn. Wow. It's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. I'm sure these schedules are going to be all over the place. But Georgia gets Alabama week 4. I'm good with that. Georgia gets Florida week 7. I'm good with that. And then we get South Carolina next to the end of the season. I'm good with it so far. I think it's season ticket holders and student section. I'm gonna have to apply for a one credit hour library class so I can get my student ticket. I don't know, man. I think it really depends. I know here in Georgia, there has certainly been a lot of information from like the governor's office saying that they didn't want to put a mask mandate in place. They've wanted people to kind of get back to business as usual. So I don't feel like they're going to press the issue quite as hard. You may see a larger attendance at Georgia than you see in other places just because of that fact. I would really be surprised if fans aren't. I would really be surprised if fans are at any professional 2020 sports, much less college games. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, Keith. What would you think Georgia's going to finish the season at? 10-0. 10-0. The only Georgia's only got to worry about, really, in my opinion, Alabama. Alabama's got to worry about Georgia and LSU, maybe. And I would put LSU and Florida kind of in the same category. So I think it's possible that Georgia could go 10-0. I think it's possible Alabama could go 10-0. I think if Florida beats Georgia, they could go 10-0. If LSU beats Alabama, they could go 10-0. I mean, it could happen. So we'll just see. But I mean, it's going to be an interesting season. He said, "Hold my beer." He said, "Come on, bro." Early playoff prediction. Well, the NCAA said there's going to be no national championship game, but I don't know how that's going to work out. Maybe they might change their mind as we move along. It's possible LSU goes 9-1. But I think as the season moves along, you're certainly going to see more stuff kind of culminate, especially as pressure begins to rise. What's going to be really crazy is if the SEC somehow manages to cannibalize itself. I think really what you're going to see is you're going to see a combination of teams. You're going to see like 2 or 3 teams at the top that are going to have like no loss or 1 loss. And then you're going to see like everybody else is going to be like 5-5, 6-4. It's going to be crazy. Auburn plays Kentucky in this order: Kentucky, Georgia, Arkansas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Alabama, A&M. So they go away, they go home, away, home, away, away, home, away, home, away, home. Something like that. I think we're going to see, Keith said, I think we're going to see some old school SEC beating up on each other. I think you're right. That's gonna be intense. So, what do you do? But hey, man, at least we got a schedule. At least I know right now the Big Ten players and the Pac-12 players and a lot of their fans are wishing they were sitting in the seats we are. Now it may all fold up here in the next month. I hope not. I doubt that it will, but it certainly looks like we're gonna play football. So I'm excited. I've been paged. What is that? My wife sent me a picture of oh. Oh my goodness. This guy built a second story he split his double wide in half. So he split his double wide in half. And then he built a floor and then a floor above it, a double wide trailer. Like for real. That's crazy. Oh man, you got Kirk Herbstreit up here. Man, everybody's talking about the pandemonium demic. So who knows? All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. We got through the schedules. I don't know what we're gonna do as far as the championship game goes. Obviously, I think that there will be an SEC championship game. I don't know if we'll play a playoff game. I don't know if we're going to have a national championship game. I have no idea. And it wouldn't be that hard to pick out 4 teams to play in the SEC championship. So, certainly possible. Who knows? And then you got this guy over here. I don't even know what his name is, but he's pimping conference on the schedule. Reese Davis, I guess is his name. Sorry, no. We need out of conference games. We need them. All right, guys. That's it for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great day. God bless. Thank goodness we're having football. Go Dogs.